On today's video, we have a dumb amount of all sorts of assorted chests and things to open that I haven't opened in a very long time. So in this video, we're going to do just that and also talk about flagship gear, how I'm working on my flagship gear, what we're going to do, how you should consider working on your flagship gear. And then in a future video, we're also going to make gear. As we open all these chests, we'll know better what we have available and then start cranking the gears. Sit back, slap a like on the video, and let's go. Hey there, YouTube, Galactic Gecko back at you from space, and here is the deal. When it comes to flagships, you have the outfitting slots for gear for both defensive and offensive extra capabilities. Essentially, you have weapons and shields slash armor slash HP building gear, which will make you even stronger. Now, the way it works is you have, just like with the warships, you have different types of weaponry. You have the weaponry that is kinetic, you have the weaponry that's missile, and you have the weaponry that is laser. And when it comes to defense, it's all clumped in the same place where you have armor, shield, and health. Now, the way weaponry works is actually one of the most the complications of Infinite Galaxy that you should know in order to min-max your account. And let me explain what that means. In a fleet, you have two different variables, which are the flagships and the warships. Now, the flagships, each flagship has its own different weapon type that it caters to. The way you can know where it caters to, you can go to the first skill of that, and you can see it's a kinetic type flagship. And so it says up there, Gaze of Cyclops type kinetic. And that's how you'll know it's a kinetic weapon flagship. Now, the problem that makes this a little bit more complicated is that different warships of different tiers will actually have a different type of weaponry. As you can see, tier 9 cruisers are kinetic, but tier 8s are laser. However, tier 7s are kinetic again. So when it comes to cruisers, odd numbered tiers are kinetic and even numbered tiers are laser. Frigates are a different story. The tier 9s are missiles and tier 8s are kinetic. So essentially, you go between kinetic and missile based on odd or even, and so forth and so on. The same goes for destroyers, who are missile laser on the odds and evens. So when you're making your ultimate top tier fleet, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get a flagship which caters to your different warship, but the warship tier being the tier that is equivalent to your weaponry. So if we take a look at the Artemis is kinetic as well. So if we go take again a quick gander at the frigates, you'll notice that in the frigates department, you really want to stay on the even tiers to min-max that little extra weaponry. Now, granted, there is a pretty significant difference between tiers, and so sometimes, unfortunately, you'll have to take your tier 9s while you have an unbalanced type of weaponry. You could get away with just tier 8s because of that extra kinetic matching. It will also give a lot of extra strength to your different warships. But the number one ideal scenario is to match the tier and the type of flagship that you're using. And so, as you can see, all of our weaponry, well, some of our weaponry, because we didn't have all the epics and legendaries we needed just yet. Most of our weaponry in this scenario was all laser, and we just started working on kinetic. The reason we were working on laser was that, unfortunately, these boys were laser, and at the time, I did not know that essentially I would want to stay with kinetics. Now, in tier 10s, they're going to go back to lasers, so I guess that going for a laser weaponry wouldn't be the worst thing on earth, because once we unlock the top tier, we really want to go for that. Granted, in a fleet, if you take a look and we look at our formation and at everything, you'll notice that if we don't use any warships, our power is relatively there, but the real power, the real damage that you're doing comes from warships rather than from flagships. Flagships are important, but they are a fifth of the total power that you have out of a fleet. And so what you're really trying to do is you want to cater to your warships rather than to your flagships, which is why we were using lasers for a while. And now we're kind of stuck with having to make some kinetic weaponry until things even out back. Luckily enough, on this side, we did have some kinetic weaponry because we were catering for kinetic frigates. And now that we go down this way, you'll notice that these are missiles. So we can actually take the kinetic weaponry off of our Artemis, put it into our Cyclops to min-max this, and then later on, we'll get the switch going again. So I need to plan a little bit better what type of weaponry I want to use. This was an unfortunate mistake, which we will figure out how to fix later on. But in order to figure out exactly what gear I need and want, we are going to need to figure out what kind of blueprints we have, what kind of materials we have, and yeah. So first of all, you should always be making materials, which just ended. If we look at our outfitting depot, we can see our material gather situation and our blueprint situation for upgrades. Now, the bottom line of all of this is quite simple. We're going to need materials and we are going to need blueprint upgrades. So all we can do at this point is just, time to open up a bunch of chests. We have all these different chests, which are going to give us materials that we want, and they're going to give us a ton of extra stuff that we want for our gear. And while we're at it, we're also going to open up a little bit of flagship blueprint fragments from these and just crank them open because might as well. We have so many little things in here to open that every time I get them, I really don't mind to open them or not. They just sit here and eventually I all of a sudden find myself with reusable items where if I click on them, all of a sudden I got a nice little amount of resources for doing essentially nothing. It was just sitting here waiting for me to click on it. And so we're going to do the same thing. We can really quickly get our VIP taken care of and go for the gear. And then we finish off with a little bit of flagship module, secret prototype devices, purples and golds. But let's start off with the mysterious chests discovered during a scout of a ship. What do we got? Flagship energies. Okay. Used to get random purple or orange outfitting blueprint. Ooh, hopefully this will give us something nice. 5 of these chests to go. 5 purples. That's okay. We're going to need a lot of purples. I'd prefer golds, obviously, but we're going to need a lot of purples. This is purples and blues. I'm assuming we'll get mostly blues, and that's about that. From there, random amount of purple weapon outfitting blueprint. I don't think that even exists anymore, so we're just going to get purple upgrades, which is fantastic. And I believe that this will be just either purple upgrades or gold upgrades. 39 of them total. Hopefully we get a little bit of gold out of this. 16 gold. Ooh, that's actually really nice. 16 gold is going to be extremely, extremely good for us to get some gold equipment, baby. Some gold gear. That's what we got to get. Purple or blue flagship outfitting blueprint. Now, these are old chests, I'm assuming. It's like we're just going to get more than likely just a bunch of upgrades. Let's go ahead and just crank these open real quick. 21 gold gear blueprints. That's actually really, really, really strong. I think we're going to have enough blues to do what we're going to do. The purples are actually very good as well. 134. I think we're going to end up purple and gold gearing out the wazoo. Let's see what we get out of 289 of these blue ones, which are pretty much either blues or purples. 28 purples is very low, but that's okay. 261 blues. I guess we're going to level up all of our blues all the way through or just dump those, I guess. Materials are important. That's what we really, really want. 309 material chests. What comes out of this? Okay. Definitely more than 309 materials. Good Lord, that's a lot of materials. That is a lot of materials. And we got more of those coming out. 320 of these materials. And we get even further. So we really are stacking up now. It's mysterious chest. Okay, I'll take the Rebel Citation device. We're really stacking up now. If we go take a quick peek, our material count is booming. And so we're definitely going to... we're probably going to make some legendary weaponry, and more than likely we're going to make a few more purples along the way. I just need to, now that we open everything and I know what I have, I need to sit and plan out what we're going to make, because it makes no sense to just plan it without having the materials or knowing what's in the chests, right? We close out this video though with a little bit of extra love because we have some of these secret chests. We have the old versions, I guess, and the newer versions kind of thing. Flagship Blueprint Terminal 3 used to get random rare blueprint fragments. I kind of wish there was like an eye or something that can show us what can exactly come out of this. It does show it in the when you see these in the blueprint and you in the shop when you buy these and you click on it, you'll see what can come out of it. But in here, I don't see a place where we can see. So we're just gonna open these. I hope we get something good. Okay, not terrible, not crazy, but not terrible. 11 of them gave us 7 Artemis, 5 Athenas. The Atlas is kind of nice. Theseus is Nemesis. 5 Orions is very low. 5 Brontes. 5 Apollos. I wanted Apollos. I wanted Brontes. I wanted Orions and the legendaries, of course. Atlas is okay. Theseus, okay, I guess we did all right. The Nemesis is probably the most useless of them all. Some speed ups is always good. Resource chests, flagship energy. Okay, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Not a bad pull. We got a total of 12 legendary blueprints out of, 11 chests. That's not bad at all. War mobilization by Han Bin was turned on. Interesting. Let's keep opening chests. We have 23 of these. Use random rare flagship blueprints and rich supply chests. Oh, damn. Those Artemis, 19 Artemis. That's actually sick. And a bunch of epics. I like that we got Orions. I like that we got Apollos. Although Orions we can always buy up, but not too terrible. 19 Athenas though, Artemises though is sick. That's actually very, very good. Did better than the freaking legendary chests, but there were 23 of them. Let's go with the epic, freaking secret prototype. See what we get out of 43 of these. Animation time. All right, we unlocked a Peleus. Oh, we're gonna see. Okay, we only got 1 full flagship blueprint, so that's good. Not too many animations. Tons of blues and purples. Another outfitting chests though, and material chests, which we're gonna open those as well, I guess, at the end again. Some XP, which is always nice. We can level up more our Artemis potentially, which is actually very important for us. Not the best chests, but not the worst. Let's see 58 of the legendaries though will get us some good stuff. We need some legendary blueprint fragments. Come on, baby. Hit us with some good stuff. Legendary flagships, full of them. All right, you got an Atlas, and that's it. Okay, wait a second. Achilles for gathering, meh. Hades, all right. Athena, meh. Artemis, only 5. Only an Atlas legendary epic chest, full flagship thingy, and the rest all pieces of pretty much everything. I guess the Peleus is nice. We can get our Peleus and Argo up there just for more gathering speed. And the Achilles too. 3 epic outfitting blueprint chests. 9 blue ones. A little bit more materials. At least we got 300 advanced Federation credits. Some decent-ish. This is looking okay, I guess. A little bit light on the legendaries though. A little bit light on them legendaries for my taste. Let's finish up by opening all of these little ones. We didn't even look at the materials. 18 of these. Any legendaries out of the 3? 1 legendary. There we go. Not bad at all. And with that being said, we opened just a dumb amount of items that we have here. We can get these going and get some alien rallies coming up soon. But we open up a bunch of items that we have. We got still a little bit of things to go and plan. Now, I need to get behind a piece of paper or a notepad or something and start figuring out what are we doing here, which ones we're upgrading, what do we need to get done, and essentially how we're about to max out our flagships. And we got to start showing some love to the Titan, which is going to get leveled up, and potentially to our Odysseus is doing good, but the Poseidon is also not leveled up at all, which will need some gear as well. We're going to have to sort all that out and much more, but that's coming in a video very soon. I'm Gekko. I'm out of here. Drop the like on this video. Hit that subscribe down below, and I'll see you back in space momentarily. Take care and have a good one. Peace.